You know that first cup of coffee in the morning? For most of us, it's totally non-negotiable. It's that shot of caffeine we need to get going. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if that daily habit could actually be a powerful delivery system for your health? One you can specifically design to push back against the effects of aging. Okay, let's really unpack this idea. It comes from Dr. Richard Coleman, and his whole argument is that we can use our daily coffee ritual to tackle the specific physical declines we all face as we get older. And hey, we're not talking about just adding some fancy sugary syrups here. We're talking about targeted, science-backed ingredients. And this isn't some new fad, you know. The strategies we're about to go through are grounded in more than 30 years of hands-on clinical experience in geriatric medicine. Dr. Coleman's whole mission is to share practical things you can do to improve not just how long you live, but how well you live. So let's kick things off with the absolute foundation of our health, our vascular system. As we get older, our circulatory system, well, it faces some predictable challenges. But the good news is there's a really simple and delicious way to fight back. This is honestly one of the most critical questions for anyone thinking about healthy aging. When blood flow starts to slow down, especially to the brain, it can mess with everything from your memory to your energy. And the answer, believe it or not, might just be in raw cacao powder. And no, I am not talking about that sugary stuff you use for hot chocolate. So, how does this actually work? Well, it's all about a fascinating molecule called nitric oxide. Raw cacao is packed with compounds that help your body produce it. Just think of nitric oxide as a little messenger telling your blood vessels to just relax and open up. This is absolutely essential for getting oxygen and all those good nutrients to where they need to go, especially your brain. But listen, how you prepare this is key. You can't just dump it in boiling hot coffee. The powerful antioxidants in raw cacao are really sensitive to heat, and you'll just destroy all the benefits. So let your coffee cool down for just a minute or two, then whisk in about a tablespoon of raw organic cacao. It actually creates this wonderful, smooth energy, kind of without those caffeine jitters. Okay, next up, let's talk about metabolic health. This is a big one. One of the classic signs of aging is that our cells just get a little less responsive to insulin. This leads to those annoying blood sugar swings that can make you feel totally wiped out. Now, this is super important. Not all cinnamon is created equal, not by a long shot. The common cassia cinnamon, the one you probably have in your pantry right now, has high levels of a compound called coumarin. In daily doses, that can be pretty tough on your liver. What you really want to look for is Ceylon cinnamon, also known as true cinnamon. And here's the cool part. Ceylon cinnamon has these compounds that basically help unlock your cells. It's like it mimics insulin, helping your cells absorb glucose from your blood way more efficiently. Just adding a half teaspoon to your coffee before you eat can help you avoid that big energy crash after a meal, giving you a much more stable, even energy level throughout your day. All right, so we've talked about blood flow and metabolism. Now, let's get right to the brain itself, its actual structure. You know, we used to think that brain decline was just inevitable, but we know so much more now. We know the brain can actually repair and reorganize itself. It's called neuroplasticity, and we can absolutely help it along. I love this analogy from Dr. Coleman. A medicinal mushroom called lion's mane actually helps your body produce something called nerve growth factor, or NGF. As we age, our NGF levels naturally go down, and that's a big reason for brain fog and slower memory. Lion's mane gives our brain the raw materials to help rebuild and maintain that incredible communication network. But, and this is critical, there's a catch. Your body can't get to these amazing compounds if you just use ground up mushroom. You absolutely have to, look for a dual extract powder. This means they've used both hot water and alcohol to pull out all the good stuff, making it bioavailable, which is just a fancy way of saying your body can actually absorb and use it. Without that, you're really not getting the benefit. All right, let's get to our final two additions, and these really focus on the very core of our biology, cellular energy and cellular repair. Honestly, these two might be the most powerful and most misunderstood supplements for anyone over 40. So first things first, let's bust a huge myth. Creatine is not just for bodybuilders at the gym. It's a fundamental molecule for energy in every cell. As we age, we face two big challenges: muscle loss, called sarcopenia, and that feeling of mental fatigue. Creatine tackles both head-on by acting like a backup battery for your brain and your muscles. So here's what's happening on a tiny cellular level. Every single time a brain cell fires or a muscle contracts, it spends a little bit of energy called ATP. What creatine does is act like a super fast recharging station, immediately recycling that spent energy back into fresh ATP. This is what helps you stay focused and physically stronger for longer. And the dose couldn't be simpler. It's been studied for decades. 5 grams a day, that's about 1 teaspoon, is the clinical standard. And don't freak out if the scale goes up a pound or 2 that first week. That's just water being pulled into your muscles, which is actually a good thing. It helps them work better. Just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And last but certainly not least, we have glycine. The simple little amino acid is a building block for something called glutathione, which is literally your body's master antioxidant. As we age, our glutathione levels just plummet, leaving our cells vulnerable to damage. Glycine gives your body the exact raw material it needs to ramp that production back up. And the benefits are just incredible. Glycine helps maintain the collagen in your joints and even your arteries. When you pair it with coffee, it smooths out those jittery edges, giving you this amazing feeling of calm focus. And maybe most importantly, it's been shown to improve deep, restorative sleep, which is when your brain does all its most important cleanup work. Oh, and it's also naturally a little sweet, so it can even replace the sugar in your coffee. Okay, I know that was a ton of information, and the idea of scooping 5 different powders into your coffee every morning might seem a little overwhelming. So let's just take a breath and break down how you can actually start this journey in a smart, simple way. The key is you don't have to do everything all at once. Just pick one, the one that really speaks to you. If brain fog is your main issue, maybe you start with the lion's mane. If it's energy crashes, try the Ceylon cinnamon. Start with a small dose, see how you feel, and really listen to your body. The whole point is to build a habit that feels good and you can stick with. And really, this right here captures the entire goal. This isn't about trying to live forever. It's about extending our health span. It's about increasing the number of years we spend feeling healthy, feeling vital, and feeling sharp. It's all about quality of life. By just reimagining something as simple as your morning coffee, you're making a small, consistent investment in your future self every single day. The science is clear. We have so much more control over how we age than we ever thought was possible. So the only real question left is, what will your morning ritual become?